Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday morning, June the 6th. This is an anniversary of the D-Day invasion of Normandy, France, back in 1944. We have a posting on the Arcfieldweather.com website that's very interesting, detailing the weather forecast for that invasion. And obviously, it was one of the most, if not the most important weather forecast of all time. I want to also say thank you to all the veterans out there. Again, as we commemorate the D-Day invasion in Normandy, France, 1944. Very interesting weather forecast details in the posting. In the Mid-Atlantic region, we've been experiencing smoke-filled skies for quite a bit of the past several days here, and especially late yesterday, last night, into the day today. It looks like into the day on Wednesday, smoke-filled skies. This is all coming from wildfires to the north, Canadian wildfires to the north. This is a particular model from NOAA called the Rapid Refresh model. This is a 5-hour loop of smoke near the surface level, and you can see the flow of air and the flow of the smoke is coming right out of southeastern Canada. In fact, you can even see where the beginnings of these particular smoke bands occur from the southeastern part of Canada, where those wildfires are, right in this region right here. The overall wind flow from the northwest to the southeast, with the closed upper level low kind of spinning over Nova Scotia, Maine, over the past couple of days. And there is a frontal system that will actually swing southward on the backside of this upper level low. That will not end the smoke-filled pattern in the northeastern states. In fact, it may intensify some on Wednesday, because the flow of air will continue to be on the backside of the front from the northwest to the southeast, right from the origin of this wildfire activity. What does this do to the local weather situation in your particular area? It's leading to very deep red-orange sunrises, such as this morning, and sunsets, as well as kind of a milky appearance to the sunshine. The sun is kind of being weakened somewhat, diffuse sunshine through these hazy skies, thanks again to the smoke from wildfires to the north of the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, to all those that live in the northeastern states, Mid-Atlantic region, New England, for example, you certainly know that we've had very dry weather over the past couple of months. Virtually no rain in many spots over the last few weeks or so. There can be isolated showers, maybe even isolated thunderstorms later today, early tonight, with this frontal system that I just mentioned at the beginning of this video discussion. A couple other troughs will kind of swing around that upper level low and could cause some isolated showers Thursday, Friday, but certainly it'll be a struggle to get anything significant in the Mid-Atlantic region in terms of rainfall right through the week and going into the upcoming weekend. There is some hope, however, early next week for a more appreciable type of rainfall in the Mid-Atlantic region. We'll kind of talk about the details here over the next few minutes. First of all, we're looking at the Canadian model run here from 0Z last night. This is the operational version, 500 millibar height anomalies. Again, we have this upper level low kind of spinning around over Nova Scotia. The overall flow is from the northwest to the southeast in the Mid-Atlantic region. That does two things, maybe three things of note. First, it keeps temperatures comfortable for the early part of June. We have a flow not out of the Gulf of Mexico, but out of the southeastern part of Canada. Number two, keeps it on the very dry side. Dew points are quite low with this Canadian air mass flowing from southeastern Canada into the Mid-Atlantic region. That's the reason why there's many red flag warnings in the Mid-Atlantic region. The very dry conditions, not only in the atmosphere, of ground surface soil moisture as well, is quite low based on the lack of rainfall over the last few weeks. And the third factor, of course, produced by this northwest flow is the smoke that's coming from those southeastern Canada, the Canadian wildfires up there to the north. But I want to point out here, as we go into the early part of next week, there'll be another upper level low sliding across the Great Lakes into the Mid-Atlantic region. That gives us some hope. Could be some decent rainfall early next week. Still not a certainty. Now let's move forward. Again, this is the Canadian model run. Again, continuing to influence the conditions right through midweek into the latter part of the week with below normal temperatures, probably below normal dew points as well, right through the next several days. And that smoke-filled skies coming from those Canadian wildfires. Now, we're now into the early part of the weekend, middle part of the weekend, and watch what happens here out in the Great Lakes by the time we get to the latter part of the upcoming weekend. Another upper level low really starts to take shape here and intensifies as it drops to the south and east. This is the week from today, next Tuesday, June the 13th. And again, it gives us some hope that decent rainfall could finally break out in the mid-Atlantic region, so we'll focus in on this over the next several days. Now, that prior set of maps comes from the Canadian model run from 0Z. This is the GFS model run from 0Z, and we'll see that these two models both support the idea of another upper level low over the mid-Atlantic region early next week. Let's move forward here from today, and again, same kind of upper level feature over Maine, Nova Scotia, producing cooler than normal conditions in the northeast, smoke-filled skies as well, and very low dew points for this time of the year. We haven't had hazy, hot, and humid weather at all, and here we are now well into the month of June. We just haven't had that flow of air out of the Gulf of Mexico over an extended period of time into the mid-Atlantic region. In this particular case, again, the northwest to southeast flow. Here we are on Friday from the GFS model run, and then we go into the latter part of the upcoming weekend, and here we go. The GFS also has the development, like the Canadian model, of a pretty impressive upper level low right along the mid-Atlantic coastline a week from today. This is next Tuesday, June the 13th. So again, both of these models tend to agree with this possibility of a rain-producing type of upper level low feature early next week. Well, let's wrap up with the surface forecast maps from the 0Z run of the GFS, starting off the day on Tuesday. And again, there's a kind of a weak frontal system right in this region right here. It will produce some isolated showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. Certainly not a significant rain event, but at least there's a chance, especially north of the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. And then we'll go through the next few days. And notice the isobar pattern tends to remain with a northwesterly flow here behind the frontal system, and that will continue to produce smoke-filled skies even on Wednesday behind the frontal system because the flow of air will continue to be from those Canadian wildfire areas of southeastern Canada into the northeastern part of the U.S. Now, a few other spokes of energy will kind of rotate around that upper level low on Thursday, Friday as well. Each one of those can produce some isolated showers. Again, it'll be a struggle to come up with anything significant in terms of rainfall on Thursday and Friday, but at least there's a chance in the mid-Atlantic region. Then we go through the upcoming weekend, mostly dry, it looks like, for Saturday. Now, by late Sunday going into Monday, this is the Sunday night, Monday forecast map, more of a widespread event is possible with that deepening upper level low. Again, something to hope for in the mid-Atlantic region. Early next week, perhaps a decent storm will form at the surface with that upper level low moving into the mid-Atlantic region. This again is a week away from right now. This is next Tuesday. Forecast map for next Tuesday morning, June 13th. Certainly not a guarantee, but at least there's some hope for decent rainfall early next week, and maybe some isolated showers later today, early tonight, and again on Thursday and Friday in the northeastern part of the country. We continue to expect smoke-filled skies today, tonight, and on Wednesday, leading to deep orange-red sunsets, sunrises, and those milky appearances to the sunshine over the next couple of days. Hazy skies continue in the Mid-Atlantic region. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.